Dr. Avinash Kulkarni is one of the best leading specialists in Vastu. Well, maybe for Western world, they don't even know what Vastu is, but actually many people have heard about Feng Shui. Well, actually, Vastu is like a parent for Feng Shui. So, but with Indian roots. So, Dr. Kulkarni will share his research with Sputnik, right?
Yes.
That he has made in very interesting topic of Bhagavad Gita. So here you go. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Dimitri. Thank you. Thank you. Sairam to you all, friends. It's wonderful to talk to you all. And so good to be with all of you. I will start my presentation sorry, with the prayer to my master. With all your permission, I will do 3 Omkars and prayer to my God first. Om. 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 My most humble salutations at the lotus feet of my Lord and Master, Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. I am presenting today one of its kind of research, maybe for the first time in the world. And thanks to BioWell for giving us an instrument like Sputnik, which has given a very wonderful results to us on this experiment. I will share the screen if I am permitted. Yes, can you see the screen? Okay, thank you. Let me start with this Bhagavad Gita, its chanting and its environmental energy. It is a science of Bhagavad Gita, you can shortly say. Bhagavad Gita is a very ancient book or Grantha, we call it. It is a God's creation. God himself has told about all the things into it. There are 18 chapters into it. And in Hindu mythology, this is one of the most auspicious book, what we call it. Probably as it is to a Christian Bible, or for a Muslim as it is a Quran. For all Hindus, Bhagavad Gita is one of that. I will just go through some of the slides which will give us the presentation. If you see this slide, you will find that Bhagavad Gita is the Lord of world of God. He himself has said this, and it has been spoken by the God himself. The God Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord Krishna to Arjuna. And it is 3,100 years ago. It is the only sculpture spoken by the God in person. The Bhagavad Gita gives exact information regarding the God, the soul, the material nature, the birth, death, and life after death. I can just give you few of the narrations from that, and you can see that karmanye vadikaraste mahafale kushukadachana. It means that you have the right only on the action, never on the fruits of the action. That is why don't you do the action without any results. You have the right only in doing the duty, never in the fruits. Therefore, don't be to the cause and results of the action of it. So there are many such wonderful narrations into this. And that is why it is one of the most acceptable in the sculpture or grantha, you can say. There are many, I have given few more also, so that one can read that. 3-4 more we can go take. This is one of the very commonest and very well-known Nainan Chindanti Chestrani Nainan Dahati Pavakaha. It means that neither weapon can cut the soul, nor fire can burn me. Neither water can wet me, nor wind can dry me. It is here the Lord Sri Krishna has talked about the soul being the immortal and eternal. So this is one of the most important declarations that has come through Lord Krishna into it. We have conducted this experiment. Let us come to the experiment level now. This experiment was on the Bhagavad Gita Pathan or the chanting of Bhagavad Gita. It is 18 chapters, as I told you, and it takes around 2.5 hours to complete the chanting. And Bhagavad Gita Pathan was organized in the Khasdar Mahotsav in Nagpur, in Maharashtra, in India, by a Sanskrit Sakhi Sabha on 4th December 2022. About 3,500 ladies. It's a very huge number. You can imagine that 3,500 ladies are in one place, one dome, and they are all chanting simultaneously together this Bhagavad Gita, and which is in Sanskrit. All 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita were chanted in a very loud and loud voice, and we were there with the 2 sets of BioWell and Sputnik to measure the environmental changes in the energy. And all Vastu Arogyam team was present there. This is how we have planned our experiment. The theory was being written, the methodology of the experiment was the research design we have made. Then we have made the operational concepts, selection site, then data collection, data processing, data analysis, finding, and publishing the results. This was our methodology of the experiment. We have tried 2 types of experiment here. One is our own instrument which we have developed, known as Ultimate Energy Scanner. This is an ultimate energy scanner which I am using in this photograph. If you see this slide, I am measuring the energy of some of the samples which we have taken. There were about 18 samples which we have tried to take the energy with Ultimate Energy Scanner, pre and post of Bhagavad Gita. We wanted to know what is their energy levels before the chant and after the chant. You can see these are some of the photographs which are there measuring the human energy scan. This was the instrument which is developed by us. It is known as Ultimate Energy Scanner. We very commonly use it in all our Vastu purposes or all our homes or any business places where we can find out all the types of energies. As in Indian philosophy, it is known as there are 7 koshas, 7 types of layers around us, and 7 types of energies are covering our body. So here we have given that 7 koshas. It is known in Sanskrit as Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and so on. The experiment was being done, and first we got the results of the human energy scanning. If you see the graph, we have two types of graphs here. One is a dark green and second is the light green. So this was the measurement which we did with those 18 sample ladies, and you can see that the graph which is before this scan, the energy levels are low, and after the chanting the energy levels are high. And it is also seen in the second lot also. If you see, they are also showing the similar results. So it proves to come to the conclusions that results in increase in energy of all the sample studies is 100%. And the percentage increase in the energy in each sample depends upon the individual capacity of a person, her involvement, her chanting capacity, and her attention to that. So there was a variable factor which also we recorded into it. Coming to the experiment part with BioWell, we have used this assembly. We had two assemblies here. Since it was a big dome, we have tried two assemblies in front of, one in the front of the stage and one in near the audience. And we simultaneously run all the samples and all the assemblies regularly. If you see this, as we have mentioned it, that Sputnik is a sensor attachment system affixed to the BioWell devices, allowing to the energy of an environmental to read. When we go to the analysis and the results, you will see, as we all know, that we get this type of results when we attach it to our laptops. Here we got the analytical experiment of energy deviation, and when we got the details about it, you will see that the area also is being increased, because area represents the emotional response to the molecules in the assembly hall during the actual chanting. Here we observe a steady increase in the curve chart from the start to finish of all the chants. So you will see that there is a continuous involvement of everyone, and that can be seen with this graph. Second reading which we got is intensity. If you see the intensity, which represents the level of photon counts at the respective intent point during the chants, here we observe a uniformity, not much of a changes, but it was continuously being there, and almost at the same intensity we see the results. Here we got an energy. Energy represents the thermodynamics reserves at the assembly hall during all the phases of measurement, and these values also shows as uniformity. So both the values, if you see, and intensity and energy, they look almost uniformly, but the activity level in the environment, if we see, you see that there are a lot of green patches in between, which shows a very low level of activity there. We call it almost like a samadhi avastha. We almost call it as a uniformity with the God. Very low level of activity. And there are good spikes we can see there. And the most interesting thing which we got is here again. You see here also that these first few two rectangulars which we have tried to show you, it is a pre-activity of starting actual chant. There was some inauguration and everything was going on. But once the chant starts with a Shankhanad, you see that there is a steady increase in the area deviation. It is getting up and it is growing up. So we see a very uniformly growing activity in the dome. These are some of the photographs which we have. Since it was a very big gathering around, you can see that there are a lot of crowd, more than 3,500 plus ladies were there. They were all having same type of dress. In fact, it was almost a celebration mood for everyone because they were going to be the witnessing a Guinness World Record also that time, because this is the biggest event which has occurred and we have recorded all the details about it. This was our team also. And you can see here a minister of Indian government, Nitin Gadkari ji was there, who was present at the time of experiment. We came to the conclusions that we found out that there is a steady increase in the energy in the dome. Steady continuation is observed after the Shankhanad. Maximum concentration of the people is during the Shankhanad as a graph lowest, and then the activity grows up steadily. High activity in the dome is observed during Adhyaya 11. So chapter 11 is said to be a very interesting chapter in Geeta Pathan. It is known as Vishwarupa Darshan. Here Lord Krishna has shown his incarnation as a complete God to Arjuna, and that is known as Vishwarupa Darshan. That everything that is being generated or that is being dissolved is coming to him only. So this is a very, very popular chapter, and that is why everybody was very vigorously involved in chanting to this adhyaya, this chapter. Highest activity in the dome is observed during the 11th chapter. Area deviation increase resulting in the people being more charged, excited and involved in the process. As I told you, it was a charged atmosphere, complete charged atmosphere. Right from morning in the 8 o'clock, we were all assembling till the afternoon about 3 o'clock. So it was a very charged group for everyone. Emotions of the people involved in chanting are tied up with Bhagavad Gita. In India, everyone is very, very emotionally attached to Bhagavad Gita. You will not find any home in India where Bhagavad Gita is not there. Everybody in every house, you will find that this Grantha is there or this book is there. Collective growth of the devotion is observed during the Aham Brahmasmi. If we see that green patches at the low activity level, that has shown that some of them have started feeling that Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. The low activity zone leading to show that Aham Brahmasmi, I am in God and you are God in me. So this is what is very, very important. And this was the very interesting observation which we got. Of course, these are some of the slides which Vastu Arogyam is doing some work. I am coming to almost an end of my presentation. I once again thank the BioWell team, being always a guided forum for us. And thank you to everyone for listening this. If anyone has got questions, they can almost place them into the chat box. We can definitely answer to them. Thank you once again. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kulkarni. Very interesting, research, especially the scope at which it can be done in India with the biggest population on this planet.
Yes.
Of course, well, just to collect 3,500 women in one place, it's already a heroic like a heroic deed.
It is already claimed in the Guinness World Record also.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, well.
All the newspaper, all the news channels also gave a live telecast of this everywhere.
Yeah,
so
outstanding.
So almost BioWell is known to everyone now in India.
Good. Well, and if any one of you haven't read Bhagavad Gita, it's highly recommended to read. It's not a BioWell manual. BioWell manual, of course, is always recommended to everyone to read who are present here. But Bhagavad Gita will also help you to understand the nature of a human being. And it's really good manuscript. Well, me personally, I have read it at least 4 times. So really recommend to everyone. So I have one small comment. If there are no questions, well, if there are questions, you can type them in real time in the chat. Always welcome. I have only one comment that I want to add into the topic of Sputnik. It just happens that it's very popular to use word energy. It's like some years ago, it has become popular to use the word quantum. So people were adding quantum to everything. So no matter about what they talk, they were even selling quantum trousers for men, to increase the male power, etc. So they were quantum trousers. So well, just to evade this, like hype thing about energy, when we in BioWell talk about the space measurements, especially with Sputnik, we do not talk about the energy of space. We talk about activity of space.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we see that increase in variability that Dr. Kulkarni has just shown, it means that there is higher involvement of the audience into the process. So they become more and more resonant with what they do, and it increases the overall, activity of the space around and all the people involved in the process. So it's level of activity. Of course, it usually, if we transfer the level of activity into the metabolic terms, for example, for the person, of course, the higher the metabolic activity, higher will be your energy level, right? So, but when we talk about the space, the environment, higher level of activity, it doesn't matter at what level of energy it is, in fact. So it can be at high level of energy of the signal that we capture, it can be at low level of signal, but the variability can be still high, and it means that the space is active. So, and our human being, the body, is constantly getting adjusted to the environmental conditions, this exactly activity level, because our metabolic activity is constantly getting in line together with the environmental activity. No matter to which place we come, we can right away get in tune with the space, because we are constantly exchanging with the space. So, well, and Vastu is also talking about this topic as the science that is talking about this non-stoppable interaction between human and environment in which we are. So, very interesting topic to discuss and to discover. And thanks for this research, Dr. Kulkarni. Thanks a lot. Now we if there are no questions right now, you can always add questions at the YouTube videos, because the They're all available in recorded version. So please add your questions there, and we will inform the speakers about these questions, and they will have the opportunity to answer, or we will answer ourselves if it's possible.